But how will you be voting?
Well, I'll be voting for the government. I see this as the only game in town, and I use that phrase really sparingly because it's not really a game. This is a serious matter. It's not serious for those people coming across because of the risk to life, because of the human traffickers. Serious to people who want to tackle illegal immigration, stopping those boats, but doing it in a way that actually allows us to talk about wider things, about the economy, about housing, about infrastructure, all of those things that are being affected by migration, whether it's legal or illegal. There is no other choice, really, to me. Tomorrow is all about the principle of the bill, and I think the parliamentary party agrees with the principle of the bill. So that's why we should all be voting for it.
What about those to the further right in your party, though, that say there's just no hope for this bill and it needs to be rewritten and started again and be a lot harder?
Well, first of all, there's no hope for the bill if they vote against it. If enough numbers vote against it, that's it. And then, what are you going to come back with? You're going to come back with something harder? Well, first of all, you'll struggle to get through the Commons itself, but then there is little chance of getting that through the House of Lords, where the Conservatives do not hold anywhere near a majority. And the Prime Minister's been really clear that the Rwandans themselves will pull out of the deal if there's any sense that we're going to be breaking international law, if we're going to be, if we're going further to that part. So we've got to be realistic. Politics is the art of the possible. This is what's on the table. This is what we should get through.
Now, to the extent that the public have had enough of hearing about the Rwanda plan, but of course many voters do care about immigration, but the one thing that everyone was talking about over the weekend was the cost of this thing. This added 100 million being added to the bill. We're going to go into numbers shortly, but now doubling to 290 million pounds. How can you defend that?
Well, look, I mean, that was those payments were made a few months ago. If you look at what we're spending and what we've been spending every single day, millions of pounds every single day on hotels, keeping people in hotels, and that's just unsustainable. So this is I've not heard any alternative plans that are realistic, that have any chance of success. This is on the table. We can get this through if people act as a team. I can understand why members of the public are furious and frustrated about keep hearing about this. We've got to act as a team, get this through, so that we can be talking about things that are affecting everyday people, their cost of living issues, their economy, their jobs, their housing. These are all really important issues that we need to be focusing on.
What about the fact that the turmoil in your party and the division, as we were just hearing from Professor John Curtis there, that's putting people off you as well?
Well, I mean, it's frustrating when, as I say, people forget that they always say there's no I in team, but there's 5 I's in brilliant individual performance. I think people are actually focusing on themselves a little bit too much, and actually we should be focusing a little bit more, first of all, about what's in front of us, but secondly, most importantly, the people that put us in here in the first place, the voters. What is it that they're looking for? They're looking for a unified, competent, capable party that's actually looking after their interests and focusing on their interests.